Hello and welcome back to Hanoi. Myself and my team have been using Desmos now for just over a week for remote learning, and thought I'd share with you some of the things that myself and my team have learnt. Before we continue, I just want to remind you that after day one of using Desmos, we created a little video based on the things I learned over the one day. That could be useful. The video will be in the link to this video as well, so that could be useful as well. Before I continue, I just want to say a big thank you. If your name appears here, the chances are you have, or not the chances are, you have influenced the way that I'm using Desmos. So a big thank you. I just want to highlight one more time, this video, I am no Desmos expert, okay? All I'm doing is trying to gather things together, gather ideas together to share with my department. So as well as sharing with my department on a selfish point of view, I thought I'd share with you. And the more ideas, the more we can collaborate as maths teachers, the better. Okay. Also, just want to say thank you to those. Thank you. I'm not too sure if it's thank you. Thank you to those people who said that I look like Prince William. I'm not too sure if that's a compliment or not. So I'm going to reply by saying, okay, let's move on. So what have we learned? A big idea that I've personally learned is that if I wanted to, I could use Desmos to teach how I normally would teach in the classroom. Now, this is very powerful. However, we need to remember that our students right now, this is very stressful times. This virus is stressful and there are challenges. And so whilst we're creating our activities, just watch out. Clearly, priority number one needs to be our students and the well-being of our students. And please do take that into account when you're giving work. Okay, let's not overstress our students by giving too much work. Let's make sure it's manageable and enjoyable. So, big idea first up is Desmos. When I first started using it, I was using it as investigations. Okay, very much the Dan Mayer style 3 acts investigations, and I didn't consider it really that much of using it in any other form. Now, over the last few days, I've now started using it for AFL, that's assessment for learning. Give you an example. Here is a student's answer to a low stakes question. So tell all the students to get onto this page and give it a go. And by doing that, I'm collecting lots of information on an exam question. Here's another example. Let's just show you another example. Here, look at the presentation of their working. This is a grade 12 student looking at mechanics. Very powerful as a teacher. Okay, so AFL, really amazing stuff. Instructing. If you wanted to, you could use Desmos to teach traditionally. So you could, for example, have you got a video, and on this video, then afterwards, you've then got questions directly related to the video, in a very traditional style of teaching. It works. Okay, so last thing I want to highlight is collaboration. Okay, you can, if you find a Desmos activity that starts with polygraph, and if you like the game Guess Who, you're going to like it. So Guess Who, so one student has to pick something, the other student has to ask yes, no questions. Between them, they need to work out which one was selected, okay? This is fantastic for English, for maths, for vocab. 100% of my students are EAL, English as an additional language. So this is brilliant, okay? So big idea, if you wanted to, you could teach in the same way that you perhaps normally teach in the classroom. If you wanted to, just watch out, remember, well-being of our students comes number one. Next, let's go into some minor skills or some minor little tips. Adding videos, linked to this instructing. To add a video, simply click media and upload your video. Easy peasy. Okay, now pre-made screens. Okay, Desmos have created really good stuff, and the teachers out there have created amazing stuff. And before you create an activity, I'd recommend you check out what's already there. Thing I just want to highlight is the screens page. If you type starter screens into this, you will get activities which Desmos have created. So then the next question becomes, okay, this is good, but how can I get it in my own activity? So this is linked to copy and pasting. When I found out about this, I almost cried. So I want that in my lesson. Here's my lesson. That's what I want. Now, if you press Control V, Control C, please, Control C, or if you click that, you have copied this. Now, when you go on your activity and press Control V, it's here. So we've just copied that. That's really, really powerful. You can now go around looking at activities and simply copy the things you like and build it in your own activity. As I say, when I found out about that, I was very much a happy person. Okay, table. So link to instructing. So if you've got a video, originally I had a video, question, 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 like screen, 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 new screen every time, lots of screens. Now, what you could do is you could have a question, a video. Let's pretend there's a video on the screen. And then afterwards, after the video, let's just add one here. Yeah, you could create yourself a table where it says, I don't know, question and an answer. And then here, 1 plus 1, 2 plus 1, and so on, 3 plus 1. And what it means is the students can type in the answers all on one screen, okay? So they don't have to go from screen to screen to screen. Pretty cool. Okay, hide a student. Now, if you have a class with lots of students like this one, what you can do, if you click this one, you can press hide student, and that means you no longer see them in this activity, they're hidden. So the advantage means, this means when you have an activity and students have finished the activity, you can hide them, so your list of students reduces, so that means you can focus only on the students who need it. Okay. Next idea, co-teacher. So co-teacher, I've got an activity, another teacher wants to support me, thank you. How do you join them in? So click this one. You need to add their email address. Now watch out. 2 things to watch out for. Thing number 1, they already need to be a member on Desmos. So they already need to set up an account. Thing number 2, if you want them to provide feedback, just like the normal teacher, you need to make sure that on their Desmos labs, they have clicked written feedback. Otherwise, they cannot provide feedback in your lesson. Okay, let's carry on. Student working screen. If you have, Desmos is really good, but it's tiring on the eyes, okay? When my students are looking at this, when I'm looking at this, I get tired. So don't be afraid of going, you know what, we can use it as a resource. We don't have to use it the whole lesson. Use it for 10 minutes, use it for 20 minutes. Don't be afraid to be doing paperwork, it's fine. But the thing that could be pretty powerful is you could create an activity or a page, which is simply, let's get onto it, where is it here? It's simply a screen for students to show you if they're stuck, like this one. So, I don't know, they're doing a textbook, they've got stuck on the question, they could write on this, I am stuck, question 2, here is my working. And that way you get to see their working live. Clearly, they could also just send you an image. At times, though, when you receive an image, it's harder to provide feedback because it's not clear and so on. So give that a go, it may work. Next one, feedback screen. Now, we provide lots of feedback, but we don't know if the students are actually reading it, okay? So suggestion is on the last page or the last page of your activity, or on the first page of your next lesson, have a screen that says something like, have you seen my feedback? And then you could ask them to summarize your feedback, okay? Or what did my feedback say? So that means they've had to read it, they've had to act on it. It also means that you can see if they've actually read your feedback. Okay, could be quite powerful. Now, computation layer. This is a whole new area that I'm excited about learning about. Now, the only reason I've put it here is if you're copying and pasting, I could be wrong here, okay, if you're copying and pasting, sometimes certain activities will not let you copy them. Fine, that's the situation. But sometimes you may not be able to copy them because you have not clicked computation layer, okay? And that could be the same with marble slides. So before you thought it's not working, just make sure they're clicked and then try again. All right. Now, two bits of feedback I want to share with you. On the first video, paste button. I wasn't right. This is the best thing about Desmos is I'm no expert. I'm here to learn, and I'm loving it. When someone comes to me and comes back to me and says, "You're not right about that," brilliant. This is the reason why I'm creating this video, so I can learn and can share ideas. So paste. Here we go. So just to highlight the paste button, if you click this one maps to this one, the students will be restricted to those screens. Easy. If you simply click one page, the students will be restricted to that page. Nice and easy. All right, math functions. Now, when you type math, there are some symbols. In the last video, I asked if anyone knew the shortcuts. Thanks to someone coming back to me, there are shortcut codes. There's not that many shortcut symbols, I'm afraid. I will create a link to this in the YouTube information. Okay, that there has just summarized quite quickly everything that myself and my team are testing out after 1 week of using Desmos. So big thank you to all of those people once again. Okay, and what next? So a video was created for 1 day. The video's just been created for 1 week. I think the next idea could be for 1 month. Now, I'm very excited to see what the Desmos educators are up to, because I'm simply copying their ideas. They are my heroes. I've seen that there's live webinars, there's live sessions. Essentially, Desmos are an unbelievable organization. That's all I want to say. Loving the fact that they are up for suggestions, like any amazing organization should be. This is fantastic times. Now, I've also heard, I'm not too sure if this is true, maybe only true in Vietnam, that if you become pretty good at the computation layer, that Dan Mayer sends you a t-shirt. Now, there's only one way to find out, and over the next few weeks, I'm going to try my best to get good at the computation layer. So hopefully you found this little video useful, and maybe if you still want to see what we've been up to in 3 weeks' time, watch the next one. Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.